Hello, trading is closed on the 25th of August, 2023. We'll start with our disclaimer. We'll go over our calls and make some predictions. It's my trading plan for Monday, which is the 28th of August, 2023. Remember, I can be completely wrong. Trade at your own risk. Through mid-September, I have a lot of personal business. I'm going to try to post every day. I'm just not going to be able to follow things intraday as I like to do, and I'm not going to have as much time to do my analysis. If you plan to risk money, please bear that in mind. Well, what do we say? We look for the pattern with the early low, which is this. Monday should have the early high. We said if we kept up smartly, we could have a strong rally, even though yesterday was down. That worked. We said unless we gapped up and promptly overtook this high, we should see lower prices, even if we didn't close lower, and that worked too. So all those things worked. One thing that didn't work was I made a case for this low holding, and then rallying with a gap up and promptly overtaking this high. Of course, that wasn't required, but if that happened, I could have this working as a low. So the wave count we had is not going to work, and we're going to have to come up with something else. Early on, MEJT warned of trouble, so ultimately lower prices would print. They didn't have to print immediately, but they did. Later on, we got a sell signal with an optional higher target. The optional higher target printed. We came awfully close to hitting the target for the sell, but we didn't. So that gives us a target of 4380.11, most likely to print on Monday. We also came awfully close to hitting a target from August 18th, and that didn't print either. Now these targets aren't just targets, they're also support areas. When support's tested, it usually holds the first time and fails in grand style the next time. So if we do drop, and we do get this target, I wouldn't expect support to hold. If we do drop and hit this target, I wouldn't expect this support to hold. Doesn't mean it'll happen, but we gapped up, hit a higher high. The dotted line shows we closed under all those highs. That's not good. Either you gap and take these highs out fast, or you see lower prices. It also is good we had this big drop and stopped right at the 61.8% retrace. That's a common place for these rebounds to stop. And if they stop, I wouldn't expect this support to hold. I wouldn't expect this support to hold. And the next lower target I have is 43.1752, which is awfully close to an old FOMC announcement price of 43.1621. This could be A, this could be B. If C equals A, those prices print. Here it is in slow motion. You've got your ABC, C equals A, ABC, C equals A. If it plays out one more time, it's around 43.17-ish. Doesn't mean it'll happen, but if it happens, that's your support. It's a long way down. Here's the longer term chart. We had this as A, that's B. If C equals half A, it's about 43.20. It's within a few points. This is a negative pattern if we don't hit new highs here. And if it drops, and if this prints, there's nothing to stop that number from printing. That's a long way down. But if it prints, there's strong support at that price. In fact, if this prints tomorrow, or if this prints Monday, MEJT will give a buy. These are the patterns I think we'll see next week. Monday's pattern has the early high. We could still gap down. Typically, it's a rally day with a final lower high. Failure is a straight line drop. There's a lower target, a lower MEJT target. Unless we gap up, the rules say it prints, even though it's pretty far down. We gapped up, hit a higher high, but closed under intraday highs. Unless we gap and promptly overtake today's high, we should see a lower price on Monday, regardless of how we close. Now, unrelated timing systems of other people have a change in trend due either over the weekend or Monday. We came close to hitting some MEJT targets without actually printing. That should take away the support usually found under those targets. If, that's an if, we get the lower MEJT target, the elements are there for a minor crash right on time into the weekend Monday time frame of other people. The ideal situation would be for a big drop right from the open. Were that to happen, and of course, we can go up 100 points at the open. I don't know what's going to happen at the open. But if that happens, I think we'll see support just under 43.20 cash, where I could justify taking a long position. Just remember, things don't always play out ideally. I'm just hoping, fingers crossed, that this prints, and under 43.1752, and probably not too much under it, that would complete the ABC down, give a MEJT buy signal, and if it's a panic sell-off on Monday morning, the elements are there to rally the rest of the day. So if we open with a big crash on Monday, under that price, I'm a buyer. Just remember, things don't always play out perfectly. And just remember, I'm not perfect either. But that's the plan I have. And if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. But I think it's a reasonable plan. Don't forget, sentiment indicators are telling us we're pretty darn close to a low here. And drop should be a bought. It's a pattern with the early high. Doesn't mean you won't gap down. Fingers crossed. Hope for a mini crash and recovery. And that's today's call.